Welcome back to the Growth Mindset Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex. Today, we're talking about a habit that's become incredibly common in our modern world, often viewed as a necessity or even a badge of honor by some, but one that can seriously undermine our health and potential: staying up late.
Team no sleep. Hustle culture. The idea that staying up late is necessary for productivity. It's everywhere. But the reality is, consistent late nights have significant deleterious effects on our well-being.
Absolutely. And changing this habit, especially if you feel like you're naturally a night owl, requires a fundamental shift in mindset.
Why do we stay up late? Often, it's about reclaiming time. The day is busy, and the late hours feel like the only chance for me time, or to catch up on work, or simply indulge in entertainment without interruption.
There's also the belief that we're more productive at night, that the quiet hours allow for better focus. While some people do have later chronotypes, often the perceived productivity is just being awake when others aren't, not necessarily higher quality work.
The costs, however, are high. Staying up late consistently disrupts your natural circadian rhythm. This isn't just about feeling tired. It impacts everything from impaired cognitive function, making it harder to focus, remember, and make decisions, to a weakened immune system.
Long-term, it's linked to increased risk of serious health issues like heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and mental health challenges like anxiety and depression. It creates a vicious cycle where poor sleep makes it harder to manage stress, which in turn makes it harder to sleep.
So, if staying up late is detrimental, how do we shift towards earlier, more consistent sleep? This feels like a huge mountain to climb for many.
It does, especially if you identify strongly as a night owl. A fixed mindset might say, "This is just how I am. I'm not an early bird. I can't change my fundamental nature." This belief is a major barrier.
But a growth mindset recognizes that while we might have a natural inclination, our chronotype, our sleep habits, and the timing of our sleep are significantly influenced by our behavior and environment, and therefore can be changed and fostered.
It views restless nights or early struggles not as proof you're a bad sleeper or can't become an early riser, but as information. What made it hard tonight? Did I see bright light? Did I eat late? This data helps you refine your approach.
It's about believing you can gradually adjust your sleep schedule through consistent effort and strategic choices. It requires patience and a willingness to experiment and learn what works best for your body. How do we put this into practice? The absolute foundation is consistency, and this is where a growth mindset helps you persist. Aim for the same bedtime and wake-up time every day, even weekends, as much as possible. View this consistency as training your internal clock.
The single most powerful tool for shifting your circadian rhythm earlier is morning light exposure. As soon as you wake up, get outside or sit by a bright window for 15 to 30 minutes. A growth mindset prioritizes this, even when you're tired, because you believe in its long-term impact.
Create a clear wind-down routine in the hour before bed. Dim the lights, put away screens. The blue light is a strong signal for wakefulness. Read. Listen to calming music. Stretch. This routine signals to your body that it's time to prepare for sleep. View this as a trainable habit.
Be mindful of what you consume. Limit caffeine from the afternoon onwards and be cautious with alcohol in the evening, as it disrupts sleep later in the night. A growth mindset is curious about how these things affect their body and makes choices based on that learning.
Exercise regularly, but avoid intense workouts too close to bedtime. Optimize your sleep environment. Make your bedroom as dark, quiet, and cool as possible. These are conditions you can actively create for better rest. Let's be realistic. You will have late nights or nights where you struggle to fall asleep, especially when you're trying to shift your pattern. This is where your growth mindset is crucial.
Absolutely. Don't let one late night undermine your entire effort. A fixed mindset might say, "Well, I messed up. Might as well give up the routine." A growth mindset says, "Okay, that happened. Why? What can I learn?" Now, the most important thing is to get back on track with my schedule tonight or tomorrow morning. Never let one slip-up turn into 2 or 3.
Be patient with yourself. Shifting your chronotype takes time. There will be awkward days where you feel tired earlier or struggle to wake up at the new time. Accept this discomfort as part of the process of change. Track progress beyond just the clock. Are you feeling more energetic during the day? Is your mood improving?
If you're lying in bed unable to sleep for more than 20 minutes, get out of bed and do something quiet and relaxing in dim light until you feel sleepy again, then return. Don't associate your bed with frustration. This is an active strategy, not a failure.
And if you're really struggling persistently, a growth mindset knows when to seek professional help. Talk to a doctor or a sleep specialist. Viewing this as a smart strategy for growth, not an admission of defeat. Why put in all this effort to reshape your sleep? Because consistent, quality sleep, especially getting enough sleep earlier in the night, directly fuels your capacity for growth in every area of life.
It dramatically improves cognitive function, focus, memory, learning capacity, creativity, problem solving. Getting enough sleep makes your waking hours sharper and more productive. It's like giving your brain a supercharge.
It fortifies your physical health, boosts your immune system, helps regulate hormones, aids in muscle recovery from exercise, and supports a healthy metabolism.
Emotionally, consistent sleep improves mood stability, reduces irritability, and enhances your resilience to stress. You're better equipped to handle challenges when well rested.
Viewing sleep not as lost time, but as essential recovery and an investment in your physical, mental, and emotional capital changes the game. Prioritizing sleep with a growth mindset is one of the most powerful things you can do to enable continuous growth and thrive.
So, if you've been caught in the cycle of late nights, remember that you have the power to change your sleep habits.
Apply a growth mindset. Believe in your ability to adjust your schedule. Be patient with the process. Prioritize consistency and morning light. Learn from setbacks and view sleep as the foundational fuel for your health and growth.
We hope this episode inspires you to prioritize earlier, more consistent sleep for a healthier, more energetic, and growth-filled life. You can find show notes, resources, and a transcript on podcast description.
Thanks for tuning into the GM Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. Undermine. English definition: to make something weaker or less effective, usually in a gradual way. Example sentence: today, we're talking about a habit that can seriously undermine our health and potential: staying up late. Deleterious. English definition: causing harm or damage. Example sentence: but the reality is, consistent late nights have significant deleterious effects on our well-being. Chronotype. English definition: an individual's natural preference for when to sleep and wake up. Example sentence: while some people do have later chronotypes, often the perceived productivity is just being awake when others aren't. Foster. English definition: to encourage the development of something desirable. Example sentence: our sleep habits and the timing of our sleep are significantly influenced by our behavior and environment, and therefore can be changed and fostered. Vicious cycle. English definition: a sequence of reciprocal cause and effect in which two or more elements mutually influence one another in a way that accumulates problems. A difficult situation in which one problem causes another problem, and that problem makes the first one worse. Example sentence: it creates a vicious cycle where poor sleep makes it harder to manage stress, which in turn makes it harder to sleep.